Hello everyone, let's get started. In this video we're going to be talking about the summer microbiology course, some of the important information that's in the syllabus, and also some information about our schedule. The first thing to know about our course is that it's online and all of the course materials are going to be available to you on Canvas. If you're not particularly familiar with Canvas, take a minute to go in, click on our course, and take a look at the side menu and all of the options that are available to you there. I organize our materials in the modules section, week by week. So when you go in there, you'll notice that the first module is just called Course Materials, and it has some basic documents in it, including the syllabus and the schedule. Then you'll notice week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on throughout the summer. You can expect to find materials posted a few days before we'll be using them. So look for week 1 materials within the next couple of days. Something else that's important to remember is that I'm going to be communicating with you through your email accounts. Now, as you can imagine, I get an awful lot of email from students as well as administration. So the way I'd like you to contact me this summer is through Canvas. Open up the inbox function in Canvas and send me your message that way. What that does is move your message up to the top of my email inbox. So I'll be better able to see it and respond to you in a timely manner. Now, in terms of the materials we'll be using for the course, we do have a textbook. The good news is that it is an open educational resource, or OER text, and that means it's available to you for free online. This textbook is called Microbiology, and it's produced through an organization called OpenStax. The information for the website for OpenStax is available to you in the syllabus. I do want to point out that it is possible for you to buy a hard copy of this textbook. You don't have to do that, however, but if you're the kind of person who likes to have a book in your hands, especially if you are heading into a healthcare related field where you might want to have a reference for microbiology available at your fingertips, you might want to consider purchasing this text. The other book that we use is a lab manual, and the lab manual is made specifically for our course. This lab manual is a softcover paperback. It is available to you through the bookstore, and during this pandemic time, the bookstore will mail that purchase to you, so you don't have to physically go to buy it. The microbiology course is actually 2 courses in one. There's a lecture component to the course, and there's a laboratory component to the course. Now, if we were meeting on campus, this would make more sense to you, because we would have a set time to meet for laboratory, and then we would have a second set time to meet for lecture. Because we're online, this distinction isn't as important, but I do want to point something out to you. The lecture material that I will be delivering this summer is going to be asynchronous. And what that means is you do not have to sit down at the lecture meeting time and do the lecture work. The lectures will be posted as videos on our YouTube channel, and so you can sit down and watch those lecture videos as your schedule permits. Now, that doesn't mean that you should let days and days go by beyond the time that a lecture is scheduled. And that's because associated with each lecture, there's going to be a short lecture quiz for you to take, a 5-point quiz. These lecture quizzes achieve two things. Number one, they immediately make sure that you understood the material you just watched on video. And number two, they ensure that you will keep up with the lectures. I know it can be hard to motivate yourself to sit down and watch lecture videos, but hopefully the lecture quizzes will help to motivate you and keep you on schedule. With regards to the laboratory portion of the course, we are actually synchronous for the laboratory. And what that means is you will need to sit down at our scheduled time to join in on live laboratory exercises over Zoom. We're scheduled to meet on Monday and Wednesday mornings from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, because of a feature in Zoom, we're not able to meet for 2 hours continuously. So instead, we have two scheduled Zoom meetings for each laboratory. That means we will meet at 9 o'clock for about 40 to 45 minutes. We'll then take a 15-minute break, and then we'll come back together for a second meeting at 10 o'clock for, again, about 40 to 45 minutes. One of the questions I'm asked most often about the course is, how is my grade going to be determined? Now, this information is available to you in detail in the syllabus, but this slide summarizes the main assignments and other evaluations that will be used to determine your course grade. Microbiology is a course that is graded according to a points system. Everything that you'll do for me this summer has a set number of points associated with it, and you will earn some portion of those points. At the end of the summer, I add up all the points that you've earned. I divide that number by the total number of points that were available to you, and I determine your course grade percentage. There are 4 lecture exams in the course, and those are worth 80 points each. Like the name suggests, the lecture exams are on lecture material. During these exams that you will be taking on Canvas, you'll be allowed to use the notes that you take for yourself as you watch the lecture videos. So while you're watching each lecture video, you're going to want to take a nice detailed set of notes for yourself, just like you would in the classroom. During the lecture exams, you'll be able to keep those notes in front of you and use them as necessary to complete the exam. You will also have 3 laboratory practical exams, and those are worth 50 points each. Now, you may associate the word practical exam with looking at actual objects and answering questions about them. If you've ever taken anatomy and physiology, you may associate practical exams with that kind of experience. Now, we're not going to be able to do that in our course because we are online this summer. But you'll still be expected to look at certain things, for example, certain cultures or certain testing results, and interpret them on a laboratory practical exam. The final exam in this course is a final lecture exam, and that's worth 100 points. All that is the last lecture of the summer. It is not a fully cumulative lecture exam. The majority of the exam is based on the last couple of lecture topics that we cover. There will also be a few questions pulled from previous lecture exams that students tended to have some trouble with, and I will let you know which questions to go back and study for the final exam. As I mentioned, there are lecture quizzes throughout the summer associated with each lecture. Those are worth 5 points each. For each of the laboratory exercises in your lab manual, you will have a homework to do. You'll have questions to answer and submit to me through Canvas. Those are also worth 5 points each. The very last experiment that you'll be doing in laboratory is worth 10 points, and that's what we refer to as the unknown microbe lab. As you learn all of the different techniques that we use in a microbiology laboratory, you will then, at the end of the semester, use your knowledge of those techniques to look at a data set about an unknown microbe and, using reference materials, determine which microbe you're dealing with. You'll do the kind of diagnostic exercise that is done in laboratories every day around the world. Lastly, you will have one writing assignment to do for me, and that's what we refer to as the pathogen project. You'll notice that this has 3 different point values associated with it, and that's because it's done in 3 parts. You're going to receive a pathogen that is assigned to you by me. And if you're not aware of what that word means, a pathogen is simply a microbe that's capable of causing disease in a human or another organism. So I'll be assigning each student a pathogen, and then you will receive a series of questions that you'll need to answer about that particular pathogen. Part of that assignment is graded on the accuracy of the information that you submit, and part of it is based upon your writing skills. So yes, you'll be expected to write in paragraph form, using complete sentences, correct spelling, correct grammar, all that good stuff. So this is a list of all of the things that have points associated with them that you'll be doing this summer that will help me calculate your grade at the end of the course. On the next couple of slides, I've listed some important do's and don'ts to help you be as successful as possible in the course. The slide that you're looking at right now has a list of all the do's. For example, do take notes from all of the lecture videos and all of the Zoom lab meetings we have, because you will be able to use those notes during exams. Do send me messages through Canvas when you want to get up with me. That way your messages will be moved to the top of my inbox and I'll see them more readily. Do send me a message if you need to miss a lab meeting. I understand that sometimes things come up, certain work scheduling problems or family emergencies, illness, and so on. If you need to miss one of our laboratory meetings, I'm happy to work with you, but you need to let me know beforehand that you're not going to be there. Do send me a message if you need an extension on an assignment. Again, if you let me know what's going on and why you need an extension, I'm happy to work with you. Do let me know if you or someone that you're living with becomes ill this summer, particularly with the coronavirus. I want to work with you. I want to help you be successful in the course, and that may necessitate some adjustments. If you let me know, we'll figure out a way to best assist you. Do send me a message and let me know if you have any technology related problems. For example, if you have problems with your computer or problems with Wi-Fi, let me know when that happens. And also send me a message if you have any other related problem or question about any of the material that we're covering in the course. Now for the don'ts. Don't skip lecture videos. Keep up with the lecture material. Take notes. And then you will be well prepared for the lecture exams. I know you have other things going on this summer. You may be taking other courses. I'm sure you're working. Just remember, you've got to complete the material and you've got to complete it on time in order to walk away from the course with a good grade. Don't fall behind. Keep up with the lectures each week so that you can complete the lecture quizzes, and stay on task. Don't miss the Zoom lab meetings unless, again, some unavoidable circumstance arises. Don't forget to have your materials ready when you sit down for a Zoom lab meeting. Make sure you have your lab manual in front of you. Make sure you have your notebook in front of you so you're ready to work. But most importantly, don't fall behind. Taking a course online takes a lot of discipline. You need to set aside time for yourself each week to watch the lecture videos and to do the laboratory associated work.